2 uploads in 1 month? Madness! Non-Divinity content? Dear God, you better not get used to this. But let me set the scene for you. June 2009, a demo for a game was released featuring a boss fight where a team of 4 in mechs and on ground fought a multi-legged alien, taking it down by repeated blows, destroying legs, throwing limbs, and occasionally participating in non-consensual form. This game was Lost Planet 2, a game from my youth which I enjoyed greatly, which I recently decided to revisit to see if it still holds up. It should be said this game requires games for Windows Live in order to save and play online, which might be an issue for some, being the service ended 6 years ago. However, this can be fixed with time, patience, browsing all the forums, and then sometimes the game will still just fucking shit itself and kidnap a PC for a few hours, which is an issue that only happens if you have too many CPU cores, that being 6 or more, which is not that uncommon, and I only know this because this happened to a friend of mine. Poor bastard didn't survive. Now for the story. On the planet EDN-3, an ice world on which the corporation Nevik discovered it for its vast amounts of thermal energy, a miraculous fuel source that can pretty much stop anything and power anything. Unfortunately, it is contained within the bodies of the Acrid, a race of aliens which are as varied as they are deadly, and failed Darwinism 101 as they have all their weak spots on giant glowing balls on the outside of their body. Nevik decided to try and extract this resource from the Acrid, but were woefully unprepared. This caused Nevik to retreat, abandoning its people on the inhospitable planet. These people fought to survive and ended up becoming the Snow Pirates. Nevik returned years later, ready to milk the beasts through the common practice of exterminatus. However, they were forced to retreat once again, as some eco-terrorists decided they didn't want to be reduced to ash. The game is set 10 years after these events, where the planet has begun a terraforming process, causing little hotspots to appear all over the planet. You play an ensemble cast of people who don't matter whatsoever, which is fine. This is a Capcom game, whose stories range from non-existent to absolute meme material. Personally, Resident Evil 6 is one of my favourite plots of all time, just due to the sheer retardation of the entire plot. The plot can be summarized as 5 groups all kill some big-ass Acrid, causing the world to enter this new ice age as a giant blister of thermal energy forms, which Nevik wants to grow and nurture, and then when it's nice and big, shoot it with a giant moon-based laser to cause it to explode, killing all the current life on the planet, as well as producing a fuck ton of thermal energy. So you and your merry bands group together to crash that damn moon base into the giant planet pimple, popping it, killing millions in the process. What good guys. These groups are the aforementioned Snow Pirates, a special task force of Nevik, several ex-Nevik members which are still salty about the last invasion, the Northern Rail Service, and Sand Mexicans. Why Sand Mexicans? Who knows? Capcom works in mysterious ways. However, they do have some of the best voice acting in all of gaming.
What were they after? It's big. Very big.
Gameplay. During the entire game you have 2 resources, your health and your thermal energy. As standard, your thermal energy supply is constantly depleting due to hostile temperatures outside. You can also use thermal energy to fire energy-based weapons, pilot the VSs, which are the mechs of this game, and use the Harmonizer, which is a healing device able to seal wounds in seconds, at a heavy cost to your thermal energy. In order to gain thermal energy, you must extract it by force from the enemies and the environment. Or, you can partake in giving yourself carpal tunnel by activating data posts on the map. Because of this, I highly recommend an auto-clicker or being born with tendons of steel, as many actions in this game require you to mash buttons on your keyboard or controller, including repairing your VS, capturing objectives, and opening the fucking door. This wasn't so bad on release, as multiple people could take these actions simultaneously. However, as a war hermit, friends are a rare commodity, and with 1 casualty already, I wasn't going to risk more. Due to this, the game pitted me with 3 AI companions, with their own unique handles. Greenfield, we'll all miss you, but you had to die. As several missions require you to hold multiple positions simultaneously, it forces you to rely on your allies, and you'll be rather disappointed as you watch these leprous koalas stand next to the uncaptured point as you have to run your ass from the other side of the fucking map. For the majority of the game, you are on foot using a small variety of weapons on the battlefield. These can be customized before accessing the mission, however, this just changes the weapons that appear on the map, rather than your starting loadout. In addition, you have a dodge roll, which has as many iframes as I have uploads, and a grappling hook, which allows for some good mobility, and doubles as an impromptu kill option if you're feeling a little VM. The rest of the time you will spend piloting one of the many VS's in the game, which can swap weapons, fly, and each come with their own set of strengths and weaknesses, but give a tremendous power boost above that of the average man. From the Tri-Seed with its high mobility in multiple forms, to the Dryon, a walking gunboat with dual turrets for your allies, or the accurately named Bleed, a melee specialist with crappy armor and crappy mobility, resulting in you often being the one bleeding. There are also mission-dependent mechs, such as the rail cannon that you use fighting a giant Akrid at high speed, and I must say, the reloading animation and firing of this weapon gives me an erection far greater than any OnlyFans account can provide. I mean, just watch this perfect loading sequence, and the resulting shots imploding into the plated shell of the Akrid, craterizing sections of its body. On the other hand, we have the Mobile Fortress piloted by the Sand Mexicans, which only caused me endless pain. The Fortress Tour, where I had to hear for 2 hours as they constantly one-shot my cannon during its wind-up attack, which was a fun and enjoyable experience. Especially as I had to spend a large amount of time gaming with thermal energy units to not only fire the damn thing, but also repair it as well, only for when I get in it again, for it to be shot mid-charge, instantly cancel, and be one-shot by their cannon. That aside, the rest of the bosses in the game are rather fun, with multiple weak points and methods to take them down, with bonus objectives to give you a unique challenge in order to defeat them. I must also mention the difficulty. I played on hard, however I found the difficulty fluctuated between manageably fun, to everyone is a bullet sponge, and headshots one-shot everyone, which works both ways, which is fine, but snipers are a key offender here, where most of the time you'll step out and only be hitting the limb and jog off, but occasionally, just walk around a corner, and like the Ked-infused madmen, they will no-scope your ass from downtown. This game also includes one of the most early loot box systems I have ever seen, completely earned in-game from killing enemies. They contain all alternate weapons, perks, and cosmetics, meaning you'll have to grind or get lucky to get some of the more fun options. However, the emotes you can get are some good shit. Overall, Lost Planet 2 is an incredibly flawed game, with many highlight moments, but equally many downfalls. However, if you can make it past Games for Windows Live with a few friends, you can find yourself a solid title that can tide you over these hot summer days. I rated the amount of times I shot my allies out of the amount of times I was told to destroy that goddamn cannon. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like more content like this, please just let me know. I appreciate it. I really liked making this video. It was very fun to make. It was more interesting than just like captioning Divinity content with the boys, which I do enjoy, but like this is far more fun. And yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, I will happily put out more stuff like this. And even if you don't like stuff like this, it's coming anyway. You don't get a choice. My life, my videos.